Hello, young people. This is Tolbert's class. This is chapter 14. This is lesson number 1. Tolbert Physical Science class, lesson 1. Guess that one doesn't want to play, but there's a video that I'll play. It's got Eureka, but we're going to talk about some of the history of atoms and atomic theory. John Dalton. John Dalton was not the average man. At age 11, he quit school only to return 1 year later as a teacher. In 1794, he became the first person to publish a description of color blindness, a condition of which he suffered. Being a chemist, it's important to be able to observe these color changes in a chemical reaction, and it is perhaps due to this that it has described him as a rather clumsy experimenter. John Dalton is another name for color blindness, sometimes referred to as Daltonism. Dalton is remembered as one that took over 150 years of research from others to form the conclusion that all matter is composed of atoms. Daltonism is another name for A, a great scientist, B, color blindness, C, atomic theory, D, becoming an average or being an average man, which is not average, coming back to teach. In order to understand atoms, we need to understand the idea of electric charge. Structure of the atom. We know of two different kinds of electric charges, and we call them positive charged and negatively charged. As you can see in this picture, if they are opposite, they're going to attract. If they are the same, they're going to repel. Positive and negative attract to each other, and similar charges repel. Electric charge in matter. We say an object is electrically neutral when its total electric charge is 0. For instance, neutral matter has the same number of positive and negative charges. In this picture, I have 8 protons and 8 neutrons, or 8 electrons, I could say, or 8 things that have a positive charge and 8 things that have a negative charge. They give it the overall charge of 0, or neutral. In 1897, an English physicist, J. Thomson, discovered that electricity passed through a glass caused the gas to give off particles that were too small to be atoms. These negative little particles eventually became known as electrons. The picture you see is the Thomson model of the atom, in which case it was the incorrect model, but it was what we kind of started with. Nuclear model. In 1911, Ernest Rutherford and Hans Geiger and Ernest Marsden did a clever experiment to test the Thomson model. We know that every atom has a tiny nucleus which contains more than 99% of the atom's mass. This experiment was called the gold foil experiment. Thank you for listening. That was all of lesson number 1.